So let's pick up where we left off last weekend on the World Cup. Following up on last week's reporting that tens of thousands of fans have already canceled their World Cup tickets, and that entire countries are openly furious over US travel bans that are impacting World Cup qualifying teams, Trump, of course, has given us yet another, an even bigger reason to believe that the 2026 World Cup is heading straight towards instability. And it's Trump doing exactly what he always does. He bluffs recklessly, he chickens out publicly, and he leaves institutions to deal with the wreckage. Yep, we're talking about Greenland.
I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me.
Or Iceland. Depending on the outcome of Trump's deal, that really isn't a deal for Greenland, we are on the verge of total World Cup collapse. And yes, I realize there are a ton of other things to worry about if Trump starts World War III over his jealousy of Obama's Nobel Peace Prize. But a $40 billion GDP across North America is nothing to sneeze at. Plus, sports are supposed to be a distraction from all this madness. Instead, now we have to worry about Trump snatching prizes that don't belong to him. Speaking of award snatching, and full credit to one of our viewers on YouTube, Streaky P, for this line, Stormy Daniels should give Trump one of her AVN awards for his services to screwing the United States. Classic. Anyway, we already know about the boycotts and the ticket cancellations. And add that to the 15 World Cup qualified countries that might be facing travel bans. And the people that are wanting to go to the World Cup, they are going to avoid stadiums as Kristi Noem's dumbass ice goons help with security. And all of that adds up to a real and measurable impact to attendance numbers. And that's going to matter because the World Cup's real money isn't just the TV rights. It is international travel spend. Each international fan represents thousands of dollars in downstream revenue. And once those trips are canceled, they don't magically come back. Of course, in an effort to calm global nerves, the White House announced that the World Cup would be exempt from the visa bans. But only for players, officials, and importantly, the sponsors. But for fans, nope. But to paper over this disaster, the US is rolling out the FIFA Pass. This is a so-called priority visa system for ticket holders. The fact that our country has had to create a fast pass for visa applications for a football tournament, it's an admission that the system is broken. But then Trump decided to light the bigger fire. Yep, Greenland.
Iceland, that I can tell you.
According to international reporting, UEFA officials, European football officials, are now actively discussing whether the 2026 World Cup is even safe to participate in, politically or logistically, because the host nation's president, our beloved leader, is threatening to take Greenland. It's not a joke. Greenland is part of Denmark. Denmark, a NATO ally. And look, we all started off thinking this sounded like a joke, but quickly, this has become a horrific reality for all of us. It's a shot across the bow of the alliance structure that underpins global cooperation, including security and cooperation for international sporting events. Of course, we are getting word that, shocker, Trump has backed down from his demands. As of this recording, we're being told that there is now a framework deal. And that deal is nothing. And of course, Greenland's prime minister, he wasn't informed of the deal either. I don't know what there is in the agreement or the deal about my country, he says. And the deal, no real change. The same rules really apply to Greenland. Trump simply backed down and claimed victory anyway. And I hope that the most reliable rule in modern American politics continues to hold true. Taco. Trump always chickens out. To look at this deal, it's going to allow the US to install part of a missile defense system in Greenland, which likely was already covered under a 1951 treaty. So all of this, the damage to our relationships with our allies, the panic, the crash markets, the rants about Norway and late night AI images and the Nobel Peace Prize, all just to get us back where we started. We of course know why Trump chickened out. The GOP-led Congress, they had the votes to impeach him. He was threatening tariffs right as we were learning through studies that 96% of the costs of these tariffs were being paid by us, the consumers. His top military advisors were warning against taking any action in Greenland. European allies, they were staging military training exercises in Greenland, all in preparation for the US invasion. And Trump absolutely flailed at the Davos summit.
Because of Iceland.
It's almost like everyone, except for Trump and his minions, knew that this threat to take Greenland
Iceland
was a bad idea. Because it would have been. It would have violated international law. It would have effectively detonated NATO. It would have triggered global retaliation. And it would have virtually guaranteed his impeachment. And yes, the World Cup could not have moved forward. But here's what Trump never understands. That even when he chickens out, even when he backs out, the damage is still there. Despite this framework deal that no one sees stability. Just an insane, unpredictable, mentally unstable, toddler-like leader with zero impulse control. And who would want to support that? Who would want to travel to the US when it's being led by that? You cannot host the world's largest sporting event while our allies are quietly dusting off their Cold War bomb shelters. And let's make no mistake here, FIFA knew exactly who Trump was. They knew it when they handed him that fake peace prize. They knew it when they smiled for the cameras, and they knew it when they supported yet another brutal regime. But let's be honest here. When the games, they finally arrive, the corporate money's still going to flow. Sponsors, they're still going to be plastered everywhere. Executives, they're going to be flying in their PJs. Networks, they're going to have wall-to-wall coverage pretending that none of this ever happened. They're not going to show the visa denials on TV. They're not going to be discussing boycotts at halftime. The broadcasts, they're not going to mention empty hotel rooms. The ICE raids taking place outside the stadium, they're going to be glossed over. And at the end, FIFA is going to tell you that the tournament was a success. The sponsors, they'll say it was historic. And everyone's going to high five and hug each other in their luxury boxes. But you and I already know that the 2026 World Cup, it's already a failure. It's a failure for all of us. It's a failure to the fans that would love to see the beautiful game and share in the mostly friendly national pride. It's a failure to the countries that were insulted. A failure to the workers and businesses that all lost out on revenue. It's a failure to our allies, and it's a failure to the entire sport of football, not soccer. But this is just par for the course. It's the same model that Trump uses everywhere. Invent something wrong, threaten, create panic, and then when reality kicks in, he backs down. And yet he still declares victory. And we know FIFA operates using the exact same bluff. They ignore real problems, create new ones out of thin air, and ultimately nothing changes. Meanwhile, FIFA is going to celebrate all the way to the bank because to them, the World Cup was a success. And it turns out that is a terrible, terrible foundation for the world's biggest sporting event. And I like to imagine what could have been if our country and FIFA actually showed leadership. We could have had the greatest World Cup of all time. Instead, we get this.
So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money.
Thanks for watching that video. Be sure to like and share it all over the place. And then during the week, catch Jared. I'll be back next weekend with more Ring of Fire weekends. Be sure to like and subscribe.